The unemployment numbers from the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics are out. And while there is a slight uptick of more people with jobs, the numbers for certain demographics are dramatically higher. Black women showed a higher unemployment rate in just 1 month. In our latest Justice for All, Spectrum Bay News 9's Sandra Weathers shows us how experts are examining those numbers and what they think is the cause.
Does anyone have my screwdriver?
For Eugenia Gardner, it was as if a light bulb went off.
I became a part of the CDC program through Step Up to gain more skills to become, to diversify by employment background.
And when she says diversify, she means it.
You got it.
I came from a banking background. I've also worked at different places such as Country Ride Home Loans. I've worked for ExpressJet Airlines.
Gardner says she moved to Tampa looking for a new job 10 months later, and she still had no luck finding employment.
It makes the budget very tight. The budget is very tight, and living off of one income. We're staying afloat, thank goodness, but that's because of we recently just had to sell some stock.
She's not alone in her willingness to pivot professions to try to find work. At a recent career fair with the Corporation to Develop Communities of Tampa, or CDC Tampa, construction companies, phosphate, and other male-dominated industries were offering jobs, and more women were there to apply.
The unemployment rate for women is a little higher than it is for men in the Hillsborough County area. Traditionally, we see a lot of men in our training programs, but that has since changed somewhat, and we see more women that are coming in looking for career opportunities.
The new jobs report may help explain the increase of women at career fairs like this one. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, there was an increase in unemployment across the board for all groups. But when researchers from groups like the National Women's Law Center and the Joint Center for Political and Economic Studies examined those numbers further, they found a disproportionate impact for black workers, with the highest spike for black women. We're talking more than 300,000 black women out of a job in the last 3 months.
Historically, that number between the black unemployment and the white unemployment is around about 2%. So when we saw the 3% gap or difference, again, very alarming, and I don't think we expected it to be that high.
Some analysts attribute those higher numbers to the elimination of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, along with layoffs for federal jobs at the Department of Health and Human Services and the Department of Education, where black workers make up a large part of the workforce.
It is important that we're paying attention to this, but I also really believe that sometimes people think to themselves that if I'm not a black woman, this doesn't concern me, and that's not in any way going to be true, because this is the first indication that our economy is going in a slight downward trend, and that's going to impact all of us.
Senior research analyst Sarah Javid says the data they would use to definitively tie the large loss of jobs for black women to federal layoffs is no longer available on the government website. And with talks of halting the monthly job reports, some experts warn it could limit employment information.
What color wire goes there?
For people like Gardner, who survived unemployment during the 2008 recession, she's holding out hope that things will get better. She plans to keep sending out applications, waiting for that "you're hired" call to come. In Tampa, Sandra Weathers, Spectrum News.
The White House has responded to these new numbers. Taylor Rogers, the White House Assistant Press Secretary, says President Trump is implementing the same America First economic agenda that delivered historic job and wage growth, including record low black unemployment rates in his first term. Now, she went on to say, quote, "The passage of the Working Families Tax Cuts will unleash economic growth through tax reform, deregulation, and incentives for job creation in the private sector that will benefit all Americans."